Big Brother.
No.
Hi, Julie.
Hi, Julie.
Okay, what should we do? How do we start? I don't even know where to start. Should I just go through the list of Big Brother house guests? Guys, play along at home if you're watching Big Brother. And if you're not, please go watch and come right back. So we're going to go through the house guests' names and go through our opinions on each of them. Now, I do want to say, disclaimer. So if any of these house guests ever end up randomly hearing this episode or hearing from someone that we said something about them, I just want you guys to know, this is not a personal attack. I'm sure all these people are great people. I don't know them. I know them as characters on a show. I don't know them as real people. If I say somebody's annoying or I can't stand someone, I'm so sorry. I don't mean it. I'm talking about the game, the show.
It's like a trait that we're witnessing on the show. And
yes.
Who they are in the game isn't accurately representing who they are in real life. Like, a lot of people will go into the Big Brother house and be like, oh, I checked my morals at the door. I'm here to win $750,000. Right. Which I would love to do as well.
Right. And I will say, there has been things in the past where I have tweeted, like, I'm talking 10 years ago, I tweeted maybe like, this Big Brother contestant so annoying, and then they get out of the house and they tweet me back and be like, excuse me, and I'm like, oh my god, I feel so bad now. Or they'll be house
You're the epitome of a hate commenter.
I think I only did that once, and then but it was it was a contestant everybody hated, right? Mm-hmm. And then
no, I'm just saying the retraction. It's like anytime I'm like, oh hey, they're like, oh my god.
Yeah, exactly. And then also there have been house guests in the past where I thought they were annoying, but then I start following them and then I love them. And I'm like, oh my God, I feel so bad that I was so annoyed by them.
But even you and I were watching a season from 10 years ago.
Right.
And one of them, it was just the villain. And I hate him so much on the show.
Right.
But he's so entertaining. Like,
right.
The show would have been awful without him. But I was screaming at Shane every time, like, I hate him, I hate him, I hate him. But really, I loved the entertainment he was providing.
Exactly, right. Exactly. So, yes, that's a disclaimer. I'm sure all these people are great. And if they ever want to come on our podcast, please.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's start at the top. Ooh, this is so fun. Oh, I wish I had the Big Brother theme song to play. Bow, 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 bow. Can
I tell you, we have such different ideas of how to recreate sound.
Okay. First up, do I need to airplay these? Do you not know them yet?
Oh, I think I've been watching the live feeds alongside you for long enough.
I'm airplaying. First up is Blue Kim. She's 25 from Riverside, California. She's a brand strategist and she has black and white hair.
I do call her skunk just because of her hair.
That is so mean.
Well, no, it's her hairstyle.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah, it's just like, sorry.
Okay, I have conflicting thoughts.
Okay,
so my first instinct was annoyed because she kind of played the Gen Z role, right? Like in her package, that's what they call it, the package, where they say, my name is Blue and I'm here to whatever. So in her package, she was like, I'm young and I'm fun and I'm Gen Z and I love TikTok. And I was just like, oh my God, here we go. She's going to be TikToking. She's going to be saying it's the eviction for me. I'm like, I can't do this. And I will say I judged a little too much because the first day that I watched the live feeds, she was giving that. She repeated the same story 3 times. And I think you were watching with me. She was talking to somebody about her tattoo and she's like, yeah. And everybody thinks this tattoo is of me, but even I'm not that much of a narcissist to have that tattoo.
The reason why is because it looks exactly like her. And yes. I think it is of her, but she's since realized.
Exactly. So then she goes into a different room and she says the same story. She's like, and then everybody thinks it's me, but I'm not a narcissist. And then she says it again. And I'm like, okay, so then I look it up to see if anybody's catching on to this. And I saw somebody on X. I don't use Twitter except for Big Brother season. And I avoid my home Twitter page and I only look at the hashtag of Big Brother. Anyways, so I saw somebody go, I think the feeds are broken. I've seen Blue say the same story 7 times. I was like, nope, girl, that's just real. So yes, that is annoying.
I do like that she's full of energy. She does seem like a little bit of a life of the party. And although some of her, I don't know, I think that stems from trying to win people over more than who she actually is.
Right. I will say last night, she cried in the kitchen when she's talking to Cirie about how she grew up in a household and they weren't very lovey-dovey and didn't really say I love you and stuff. And that her sister said that she loved her before she came into the Big Brother house and it made her cry. So she started crying. So I was like, oh, that was a real nice moment. Next up is Mikole Hayes. She is 30 years old from St. Louis and she's a political consultant.
I think it's Mikole.
Oh my God, you're right. It's Mikole. See, I got confused because I call her Mimi.
Me? Oh yeah,
because in the house she goes by Mimi, and I always think people are saying Nene, like Nene Leaks, and it gets me confused because I'm like, Nene's in the house. What I miss? No. So this is Mimi. I like Mimi.
Yeah, I have nothing bad to say about her. I also liked how confident she was in the packages. That I do think Big Brother did these contestants wrong in like their reveal reel or TikTok, like the way it was edited and the way they had them present themselves. It would be hard to not come across cringy.
Okay, you're right. I should have been fucking using that. Okay, well, hold on.
Big Brother did them so wrong.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play and then I'll pause it. I think I can do that, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to pause it. So we're going to play each person's like introduction so you can actually hear them. Okay. I guess never mind. This isn't working.
Really? You can't find it?
I don't know. I don't know where it is. I'm so mad.
Did you find it?
We did it.
No, this is Frankie Grande.
I'm not saying at Frankie. I'm saying at the way Big...
If Frankie Grande would have been on this season, my life would have meaning.
I don't think I would be able to leave the live feeds.
If you guys don't know about Frankie Grande on the live feeds, go watch. There's a clip that's like 35 minutes long and it's called Frankie Grande like tells the house he's Ariana's brother. It is fucking genius. I've seen it 17 times. I show it to everybody that comes into my house. I make them watch the entire hour. It's so good.
So I have been lying to all of you the entire game. I am not who I said I was. I was on Broadway 3 years ago. Since then, I have become a YouTube personality and a social media mogul. My name is Frankie J. Grande. And my sister...
Nuh-uh. You're so full of it.
What's my sister's name?
Ariana?
Yeah.
Your sister?
Yeah. My sister is Ariana Grande. So...
Are you kidding?
No. I'm not kidding. My sister's Ariana. But I've been lying the whole game and it's really been bothering me.
And there's this one part where he goes, he's like, Ariana's my sister. And then the girl in the house, Nicole, she goes, you're like famous. And then Frankie goes, I know.
Wait, so you're freaking famous.
I know.
Shoot.
It's so good. Frankie, I love you. Okay, fuck. How do I find Big BB25 cast? I found it.
Okay, fine.
Seattle, Washington.
Okay.
The psychiatrist with muscles.
Oh, Hisam.
Hisam Goueli.
Okay. So that was Hisam. So we're going to start here, right? I'll show you the other people when we go back. So that's Hisam. Yeah, he's like a doctor.
A gay doctor who does burlesque at night.
Yes. Okay, let me think. In the beginning, I was not sure about Hisam. I thought he was very loud and annoying. Just in that clip. And now I'm starting to understand, and I do like him. I feel like he's going to really fuck shit up. I feel like he has no loyalties really, and I feel like he's going to really cause some chaos in this house.
Yeah.
And I like that he's... Okay, this is going to sound really stereotypical and bad.
What?
Shouldn't I say it?
No, say it.
Well, I feel like every season they cast kind of the token gay guy, where it's like,
stereotypically
wearing
gay.
pink. Speaking of Frankie Grande, no, an icon. But you know what I mean. Like it's always like the gay guy wearing the pink hat, the pink shirt. Now all the straight guys are wearing pink. Anyways, and it's always like, I'm here and I'm queer and I'm going to take the fucking win. And it's like, okay, here we go. And every conversation is about sucking dick. Sounds like our podcast. So he's not like that at all. And I do like that.
I haven't learned much about him on the live feed yet. He hasn't really gotten into anyone's alliance as of yet, from what I can tell. So I do think he's going to fly under the radar until he really starts to fuck shit up.
I'm going out on a limb for some reason. I think he's going to be in the top 4.
Wow.
I think he's going to do that. Okay, let's play the next one.
Ladies and gentlemen, and now
Queen.
outspoken wife of the party, big personality in the room, Felicia Cannon.
So far, my favorite.
Let me just say this. Felicia, I don't think she's going to win.
No.
Because they're not going to let her get that far because she's way too good. She's way too likable. And she's running this house.
So good.
But I'm so happy because there's always like that one person on the live feeds that give me life. And Felicia's doing that for me. Every camera she's on, I switch to it. She is so hilarious and sweet and
funny.
Good at this game. She's seen every season. You can tell she plays like she's dumb. Like there was a clip. You guys need to look this up. There's a clip where okay, I'm just going to actually play it. Hold on. There's a clip.
I love how you're like, this isn't even going to be a Big Brother podcast. And this is going to be like 2 hours of us talking about Big Brother.
Whatever. Log off if you don't care. Okay. So she sits down with the head of household, Riley. We'll get to her in a second. And she sits down with her, and she literally, to her fucking face, she says this.
So, and maybe I'm asking too much. So, who's in your... And you can tell me what you want to tell us what you want to tell. So, who are you aligned with right now? I feel most comfortable right now.
And this answers.
Jag is...
Answers. Riley answers. So, yes, she straight up asked, who are you lying with? And then Riley was like, let me take you through the list. And then, so afterward, Felicia goes to her alliance, and she's like, all right, well, here's the alliance. And she names them all off. She's like, that's our next targets. And I was like, wow, queen shit.
Queen. She is so entertaining.
Yeah. Okay. So we love her.
Omak, Washington, a town with only 3 stoplights, a booming metropolis. I'm Jag Baines.
Okay. Jag, I have thoughts. So, yes, I'm excited that he's in the house. I think it's a huge deal. I think there's never been somebody like him in the house. I think that's very exciting, right? But I will say, I don't like that he's working with Riley. We'll talk about that later. I'm hoping that he branches off and works with some other people. And yeah, I need to see a little more from him, but I'm excited he's in the house, and I think he's a big threat. I think he could be top 3.
I don't think I've seen him one-on-one inside of the live feeds just yet. So I really don't know much about him.
He's not a big one-on-one person.
I've only seen him in the groups, and he's pretty quiet in the groups.
Yeah. So I want him to step out of his shell a little bit, but it might be because he's playing a little undercover.
Yeah.
Maybe he's playing a little low-key, which isn't bad. I'm just saying because...
Well, the live feeds skunk, as I call her, only because of her hair. I mean, I'm sorry. What's her real name? Blue. She was like... On the live feed, she's like, oh, there's a daily ranking website where they rank the most popular house guests every 24 hours. And he's at the very top of the list and has been pretty much every single day. So people are really living for him.
And listen, like, I'm missing the feeds from like 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. So maybe he's having his moments during there. Because during the time I'm not seeing much from him. I did see him like make pizza at night, and like that was fun. But I want to see game talk from him, because that's why I watch Big Brother. I watch Big Brother for the strategizing and for the game talk. So a little more, Jag. Thank you.
All the way from Maine, the blonde-haired, blue-eyed bartender that will talk your ear off. It's Riley.
Okay. I love her name.
Stereotypically like hot girl.
Okay, I have so many thoughts, and this is going to be the one that I feel bad about, because I feel like I'm going to say something I'm going to regret in a month. You start.
Well, okay. I started off really liking her because she just like has a lot of energy. She's a bartender. She won HOH, which is head of household, and she increasingly really started a big power trip. And so that has been kind of a decline of me enjoying her. If you were just to watch what CBS put out, you would never know. You'd just be like, oh, really cute, cool girl.
Right.
But if you're watching the live feeds, she has become annoying to consume this week. I don't know that she'll always be annoying.
Yes, I agree with all of that. Here we go. Riley. She started strong. I was like, oh, I like her. She was talking to Jared, another castmate that I like. And I like, she won HOH. She was in her HOH room and she was having conversations. And I was like, okay, I like this. It's night 1, pretty much night 2, having conversations with house guests. I like this. Then it took a turn and she started making an alliance with the entire fucking house. It was literally every person that would come into her room, the HOH room, and be like, I want to work with you. She'd be like, oh my God, I want to work with you too. You should be in my alliance. And she did.
But what are you supposed to say? I mean,
no, don't. Listen.
Are you scared?
She the dog just ran away. She was doing it in a way. She was doing it in a way where she didn't have to do that. She was the one that was like, be in my alliance. And then on the 10th person.
Well, she was adding them all to the same alliance. She wasn't just like, this will be great. Let's keep an eye out for each other. No. She was pulling them all into the same one.
And then I forgot who it was, but one of them, he's like, well, who's on the team? And she's like, okay. And she runs through a list of 10 people and he goes, that's like the whole house. And she's like, oh, you're right. I guess we need to get rid of a couple. And I'm like, oh my God, girl. Yeah. So that was very annoying. And then she did this thing that always bothers me with the HOHs. She was like, when somebody comes in here and sits on my couch and talks about game in my room, and I'm like, it's not your couch. It is Big Brother's couch. This is not your couch. This is the HOH couch. You are not going to be HOH in a day. Like, you need to stop. It's too much. You're getting on a power trip. Chill
Well, that's what I'm fascinated that they're playing so hard, so fast. It's like they're all creating alliances and all trying to it's like it's the first week. You guys should just chill out and vibe with some people. But I guess they feel like, oh, if I don't make an alliance now, I'm going to get left out of the alliances that are being formed. So it happens so quickly. But what ends up happening is if you take the wrong approach and other people start talking about it, that's where we find who's in trouble this week. Right. But we'll get to that.
Yes. But I will say thank you, Riley, for giving me entertainment because you kept me up till 5 a.m. the other night, girl. I was so tired, but you were having so many one-on-ones that I stayed up. So thank you for that. And I do think she's good at the game. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just saying she had a very intense power trip week, and I think that she needs to lay low and remind us that she is not, a dictator.
It will be interesting to see how all the house guests really feel about her when she's not in power next week.
Right. That'll be very interesting. Okay, here we go.
The girl that works in politics is bringing the main character energy. It's me, Cole.
Okay, so that was
South Florida.
Oh, hold on.
The greatest star.
Oh my God. Okay, that was Mimi. We talked about her earlier.
Mm-hmm. Very pretty.
It's Luke. Coming in from Baton
Okay, I missed it.
Rouge, Louisiana.
Okay. I'm doing bad at
this. It's Luke.
My fucking
you might find her
fucked up.
This strategic girl that works in
Okay, yeah. Luke. Okay, I have so many conflicting thoughts on Luke.
And theories.
I'm going to start with this. When people play dumb like that, like he was playing dumb to the audience, like not just to the house guests. He was like, I'm just like dumb guy who draws anime and plays on the beach. And I'm like, I don't believe you. I think you're smart. And I think you're playing dumb and like, very much that energy. And then he got in the house and then nobody aligned with him. And now he's obsessed with gaining weight and he used to be a fat kid and he always talks about how he used to be fat and he's always looking at his body in the mirror and body checking, which is very hard to watch. Yeah. Very sad. And, what I do all day. And yeah, people are talking bad about him behind his back and just being like, yeah, he's weird. We need him out next. He's weird. So now he's getting underdog effect because I feel bad for him that nobody's aligning with him and everybody thinks he's lying and everybody thinks he's a doctor or a lawyer or something and that he's a genius and people are starting to think that he has a twin.
If they're thinking that, it's the same thing you were feeling, which is just he's not being authentically himself. Right. Because when you get that feeling about somebody, it's because they're either not confident with who they really are, or they're hiding, or they do have a secret.
Right. So I think he needs to just be himself a little bit more. But also, a lot of people think he's a twin. And he has freckles on his neck that sometimes are there and sometimes are not. And sometimes he forgets things. Like somebody was like, oh, well, Cory's nominated. And he's like, what? And they were like, Cory's nominated. He's like, oh, right. And it's like, wait, did you forget? Because you're actually the twin. And the other Luke is in a different room locked away.
And that's not unheard of. Like Big Brother has done that multiple times in the past where two twins are playing the same game and they tap them in and out.
I think it's happening. Okay, next.
Politics is bringing the main character in.
I don't know how to fast forward. So that's
from South Florida, the greatest artist. It's Luke.
Okay, that's Luke.
Coming in from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, surfer bro Matt Klotz.
Okay, Matt. So Matt is deaf. He is an Olympic gold medalist. I think I might have just made that up. He won a bunch of things.
He's
right. And so many thoughts.
0 body fat.
I know that you can't stop thinking about that.
I know it's crazy that he just has 0 body fat.
Okay, why do you keep saying that?
I think because I don't know. I've always wanted that like skinny roll, and I've never had it, and he has it.
Okay. I feel bad for him because people keep whispering to him and he keeps telling them, I can't hear you. And they keep whispering to him. And I'm like, are these people assholes that they can't fucking stop whispering to the guy who has a hearing impairment? Like, speak up.
Well, I don't think they want other people to hear them talking.
Listen, they are talking in the HOH room where you are allowed to talk because it's soundproof, pretty much. And they are like, hey, man, blah, 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 blah.
I mean,
and
he's
like, what? And they're like, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, what? And I'm like, how do you not remember he's deaf? Be more respectful. So that bothers me so much.
I like him though.
I really like him. I wish people would speak up.
I would put him as a front runner to win, but he's such a physical threat. I don't know that the house will let him get that far.
But no, I like him, and I want him to align with good people though, because right now he's kind of aligned with both sides of the house, and one side is just going to use him and spit him up, and they don't know how to talk in a normal voice to him, and it bothers me. Next.
You might find her in the sun all day, all work, no play. It's
Kirsten.
From Seattle!
Oh my God.
Washington!
Okay. Oh, Kirsten.
Oh,
Kirsten, we need to have a talk.
I really, really liked her from all of her promos, but she just shot herself in the foot playing too hard, too fast because she was up on the block.
You're right, but also she's not the only one. Okay, I have so many thoughts. Spoiler alert, spoiler alert. If you don't watch the live feed, spoiler alert. She did not win veto. So she's probably going home on Thursday. And I'm very upset about it because there's nothing I wanted more than her to win fucking veto, and the entire house has targeted her and talked shit about her behind her back. And if she would have to stay, that would be so iconic. Everybody freaking out and being like, "Oh my god, she's staying, she's staying." And
even
then her
better if she won HOH and they all had to form alliances with her. That is what's incredible to watch when it happens on Big Brother. The problem with Big Brother is like you never know when you're doing yourself wrong, and she was immediately up on the block from the jump, and so she was trying. Everyone she talked to, she was trying to lightly align with, and then everyone in the house was talking, and they're like, "Oh, she tried to align with me too. Oh, she tried to align with me too." And they're like, "Oh, she's playing all sides of the house. We got to get her out because she can't be trusted."
Right.
And it's like, I understand she was just trying to be smart and cover her back, and like, but it just like that was the demise of her.
Here's the problem. She wasn't playing any harder than Jared or Riley. The problem is she wasn't in power. And the other problem is she's not very good at this game. I would say she's horrible at this game. And that's because I don't know if she's never seen the show, but she was going around to people talking about other people, but she would do it in a room where there was other people. Like, so then they would hear it and was like, "What are you doing?" So yeah, she's very, very bad at this game. I think she will go down as iconic in a way because she started talking to herself in the bathroom, and she was like doing this weird speech with her tea. It was very like bizarre to watch, very fascinating.
Do you think they'll show it on the show?
I hope so. I think they will. I think she'll probably come back in a later season for like a second chances, season, or bringing back. Remember they brought back that one boy who went home first, David?
Oh, in the same season they brought him back.
No, they brought him back a season later. I think she could come back just because Twitter likes her, but also I do think she fucked up really bad and there's no going back. So it is sad. But maybe she'll come back later in the season. I don't know. I think she could be good drama. I think she started a lot of fights, and I like her very fake, insincere voice. I'm obsessed with it. Like when she says to somebody like, "Oh my God, I love you." But she's one of those people where she hates the person. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love it.
Right. You can see her playing the game.
Yes. So Kirsten, we miss you. All right, here we go.
From the Smoky Mountains of Gatlinburg, Tennessee, the world's favorite chillbilly, it's Red.
Okay.
Did you say he's already like TikTok famous?
Yeah, he's the only one supposedly that's like TikTok famous, which is so fun. You would never think that he'd be the one, but he is. He also really puts that accent on because in the actual live feeds, he doesn't talk like that. But then in the diary room, which of course, it's like that one season this is getting into deep cuts, but last season, Jasmine, remember? That would bother me so much.
Oh
like in the diary room, she's like, "It's like a pig in shit." But then in the house, she does not talk like that.
Right.
Oh, I miss her. Remember with the muffin? Anyway, so Jasmine, come on the podcast. So, oh my God, if she came on our podcast, would she talk in that accent? I don't know.
I mean, we could request.
Okay. I'm sure she's on Cameo. Let's get one. So where am I? Oh, Red. So yeah, Red is actually, I like him. I thought I was gonna be annoyed by him because of the big accent and stuff, like putting on that fake act. I don't think it's fake, but you know what I mean. I thought I'd be annoyed by the gimmick of it all because he did in the beginning of the live feeds. He was like doing a lot of shtick, like he was saying things that were obviously planned and scripted, and he was trying to like do his TikToks in real life. But now I like him. He's getting into the group that I like. He's in the comic book room. He's starting to talk to Felicia and to Cirie. I always say her name wrong.
It's not Cirie because
Cirie. It's Cirie. Oh, that's right. She said it. It's like yes, Cirie. Yes, Cirie. So yeah, I do like him though. I'm coming around. I feel like he's gonna be, I think, top 4.
He is a line. That room is my favorite.
He's top 4 because people don't see him as a threat, but everybody likes him. They feel like, well, what's the point of getting him out? But he will make it to probably top 4.
So you've already put Gay Doctor.
He's 5th.
And Red in top 4.
He's 4th.
Okay,
let's move on to my next. This one's going to be, I'm going to need a minute.
Party girl in the house with DJ
Bowie Jane.
Okay. I really have to pee, but I don't want to pause because I don't want to split this up into multiple files. Okay, Bowie Jane. Here's the thing. I like her, right? She makes me sad because she's doing that thing where like on the first couple nights, she wanted to be a part of the group so bad, and she was so insecure that she wasn't in any alliances. And she would do the thing where she would like go to a crowd of people and just stand there and smile and be like, "Hey, no, yeah, I'm cool too," and like nobody's talking to her. It was really sad. And then she'd come back into the room and be like, "Oh man, everybody's in an alliance except for me," and I'm just like, "Oh, this is so desperate and sad." So that mixed with the fact that she's 45 pretending to be 34, which is a choice. It's a choice.
It's choice.
And then, oh my God, this happened. And I don't want to age shame because she does look great. But this was really sad. So Matt, the deaf Olympic swimmer, so he was, and he didn't mean it mean at all, but Bowie was awake and it was 2 a.m. and he turns to somebody and he goes, "Oh, I can't believe Bowie's still awake. Like usually the older people on the show usually go to bed." Usually go to bed pretty early. And that I actually, if I wanted to, I could have cried because it hit me in the heart so bad. I feel so bad. It broke my spirit. Like, listen, she looks amazing.
She looks really good.
That would be like me trying to be 20. Like the face does not lie. So yeah, that made me sad that her lie is not working.
Which is crazy because in the introductions, I think everyone was just so like floating and couldn't believe they were in the house that when she said she was 34, nobody batted an eye.
Well, and the sad thing though is that I think she must have thrown away her, pretending to be young pretending to be 34 because even her timelines don't make sense. She's like, well, I did this job for 20 years and then I did this job for 15 years. And I'm like, oh my God, girl, you're making it really confusing. Like this is not working. So yes, but I do like her. I like,
she's fun to watch. She's unique fun. And I like her outfits just because, she is uniquely herself. And I do feel besides lying about her age, she's like, you can't hate somebody that's out there being who they are.
Yes. And here's my other favorite thing, and then I'll move on. I forgot. Oh no! Wait, it was good
about Bowie Jane.
Oh my God, I'm so mad. Oh well,
her DJ career.
Oh fuck!
It will come back to you.
Okay, it'll come back. All right, let's move on.
Favorite color? It's the spiciest diva walking the streets of New York. This is Blue Kim.
Ladies, who's Blue Kim? Let me see the photo.
We already talked about her.
Skunk.
Don't call her that.
Okay, sorry. It's like solely based upon her hair.
Okay. Next.
Gentleman with the hair that don't care on a weird mare, coming out of chute number 5, Cameron Hardin from Eastman, Georgia.
This is the only guy that gives me the ick. Like, I hate to say that, but he's just so obsessed with himself that it's hard for me to watch.
He did refer to himself last night as Dan, which, if you don't know Big Brother, Dan is one of the best players of all time. That's the one that Ryland was very, very upset at from previous seasons. And he said, well, I'm like Dan. That was crazy to me. It's day 3.
He also
you're calling
talks
yourself the best player of all time.
About like how he is the icon. It's just like too meta for me. It's like, just be what you are. And if you are an icon, don't say it out loud.
He's also pretty rude. And here's the thing. But I will say he's giving me entertainment because he's rude to people's faces, but he's doing it under the lens of like, well, I'm just funny, or I just have or he says, he's like, I just bust people's balls. But it's like actually rude, and he cuts people off and he says to their face, like, he'll mock people. Like, okay, for example, Riley, she said, she opened the door to her HOH room and he's inside and there's a girl outside and Riley's like, oh my God, I love your dress. And Riley comes back in and Cameron goes, oh my God, I love your dress. And he's like, you need to work on your fake voice. Like when you're trying to talk to people. And I was like, ew, like that to me was weird. And then he's like, I'm going to bust your balls a lot this summer. I'm like, I don't like the ball busting.
And his space buns. It's all a lot. I'm happy he's happy, but he's not for me.
I will say, I think he's going to go far. He has an alliance. He pretended like he was the HOH this week, which is also a pet peeve of mine. He really tried to take over the HOH. But I will say I'm lucky for the entertainment. I think he's going to cause a lot of drama, and I think he's going to become a problem.
I also flip-flop on people in seasons. Like, I'll hate him right now and probably 2 weeks from now.
Hate's a very strong word.
Okay, it's... Yes, I don't hate. Yes. It's like when you're watching something and you're consuming it, it's easy to just like...
Yeah, right. Yes, so yeah, he is fascinating.
The sweet Texas girl you will not see coming. It's America.
Okay.
I don't ever see her.
I know. Okay, here's the thing.
Where is she?
Here's the thing. That's the ironic part of that statement was, you'll not see me coming. It's like, you're right, girl. I have not seen you once in the the show. When you pop up on the live feed, I'm like, oh my God, I forgot. And here's the thing. I like her. She's a fan of the show. She has like interesting stories. She's very excited to be there, but she is purposely low key right now and playing it low key. So I'm curious to see what happens. But yeah, as of now, every time she pops up, it's a jump scare. And I'm like, oh my God, who's that? So America, I'm curious to see what happens next.
A lot of times the silent one out the jump makes it pretty far in the competition.
Right.
Hailing from New York City at a staggering height of 5'5", the funny, charming, irresistible. Sorry, ladies, she's taken. It's Izzy.
Now introducing.
Okay. Izzy.
She's grown on me. Like,
yeah.
At first, I was kind of annoyed.
Right.
And I gotta say, I kind of really like watching her.
I like watching her. I think she's fascinating. She talks a lot. She gets way too close in people's faces.
She cracks
hope to
their
God
backs.
her breath is good because she is in everybody's face. I'm happy that she made fun of her own entrance look because in this video, she's wearing a rainbow plaid outfit that screams pride. No, I don't hate pride, but you know what I mean. It's a lot. And she said, she was like, oh, I got to burn that fucking rainbow thing I was wearing. And somebody's like, why? And she's like, it was just like so on the nose. So she knows that she came in as like the token lesbian and they made her wear this dumb rainbow thing and she fucking hated it. And I was like, okay, cool. So she gets it. She knows kind of the part she's supposed to play in the show, but she actually has been playing very hard and been very much controlling a side of the house. I don't know if it's working. I think people are onto it. I don't think she's smooth at all, but she is fascinating to watch. I like that she's sticking up for Cirie. I like that little friendship. But yeah, I hope her breath isn't stink because she's in everybody's face.
I really do. I didn't expect it at all, but I do enjoy watching her. There's just something about her. She really gets in everyone's face. She really talks a lot of game. It's just like, it's pretty fun to watch.
She's incapable of talking about anything other than game. And that's what I like. Like when she's hanging out with somebody and, you know, she's like, oh, I love hot dogs. And then somebody leaves a room and she's like, okay, here's what we need to do. We need to get rid of him. And I like that because that's what I'm watching the show for.
Well, today a guy walked in and she couldn't even do the small talk. He was like, oh, I'm starting to get the throat thing everybody has. And she's like, didn't even acknowledge it. She's like, now that I have you alone. And I'm just like, damn girl. Like,
yes,
no pleasantries at all.
Yes. So Izzy. And also Cirie was calling Izzy Iggy for 2 days. And that's supposedly her number one. So that was very funny to me. And then Izzy finally was like, you know, my name's Izzy. And Cirie's like, what? Okay. All right.
It makes everyone smile. The ultimate charmer. And the handsome one, if I should say so myself, Cirie Fields.
Okay. I didn't love that, but I like him. I don't like when people call themselves handsome.
I do think he is pretty charming, though. Like, he's got a way about him that is inviting.
No, he's been playing just as hard as Riley and Kirsten, and that's the thing.
It comes off less invasive.
But I will say he's playing very, very hard. Very hard. But I do enjoy watching it.
And I love when his mom comes in and like checks him a little bit.
I will say the moment that people realize that his mom is in the house, Cirie, we'll get to that in a second. The moment people realize that, it's over.
Yes.
All of his alliance will hate him because that is so crazy.
What's crazy is
to lie about that.
Nobody caught on except for, is her name Izzy?
Yes. Oh, she knew
Iggy
instantly.
Or Izzy?
Instantly, Izzy walked up to him and was like, I know that's your mom. And like, I won't tell anybody. You're my alliance now.
And he just folded. He was like, okay. Yeah.
So,
yeah. I probably would have tried to be like, no. Yeah.
Here's what I'll say. I think he could have won the game.
If his mom wasn't there?
If his mom wasn't there. Well, actually, no. I take that back. I think he's doing... this is so hard. Because if his mom wasn't there, I don't think he would have played as hard and maybe he couldn't win the game. I think he'll get far. I just think if this comes out that is his mom secretly, he'll lose.
Well, and the issue I have with it is he and his mom are both building really strong one-on-one relationships, but when those one-on-one relationships find out that they didn't even tell their closest ally in the house that they have a family in the house,
it's gonna be rough.
They're never going to trust anything they ever say again. And I understand why they don't, but it's still just like a hard pill to swallow. And it's going to be, if they can pull it off to stay in until Final Four, my hat will be off to them, because to have that sort of target on your back and stay in the house is a miracle.
Right. All right. Moving on.
In the blue corner, weighing in at 137 pounds of pure power from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, it's Cory. Woohoo!
Okay, I'm gonna have to speed through these because there's too many people. Okay, Cory. I have to pee so bad. It's okay. We'll rush through it. I like him. His diary rooms are a lot. He's very loud. In the house, I like him. He's a little insincere to me. The way he talks to people is very fake to me, but I don't know if that's how he actually
coming
talks.
in to play hard. Like, and I could even tell Big Brother's like, we've got our Ian.
Right. Here's the thing. He does this thing that bothers me and I think everybody that's read like a how to be a motivational speaker book, which I've never read one, but people who do, they do these things. They go, okay, so when you're watching Shark Tank and somebody's trying to persuade a shark to buy something, they'll do this. Now listen, this toothbrush, everybody loves their toothbrush, right? Right. They do that. They say, right. Like they do that so that you'll agree with them. He does it in every sentence and it drives me crazy. He'll be sitting with somebody who'll be like, listen, I know, I get it. I'm young, right? But in this house, we all have to play for power, right? Like it drives me crazy. So the motivational speaking, the fake conversations, all of that bothers me, but I do like him and I hope that he breaks out of that and can be himself because I feel like he's not being himself right now.
I think if he can make it past these first few weeks, he'll go really far in the game.
Yes. He's also obsessed with how buff the other guys are and how he's not buff. So I relate to the body consciousness, of that.
I feel like I'd feel the same way in the house with all like the meaty men.
Okay. The last is Cirie. Where is her video?
Oh, well, they probably didn't put it in because she was a surprise at the end of the premiere.
No, she has one. Oh, here it is.
Is it solo?
I found it.
Surprise! Guess who's back? It is me, Cirie, from Survivor Seasons 12, 16, 20, and 34.
Damn.
And if you don't know me, you're about to get to know me on Big Brother.
Yeah.
I will say she's right. I did not know who she was. When they said there was a 17th house guest, and they walked in and the reveal was her, I literally said, who is that? I did not know who it was.
I didn't either.
Now, she is right. I know her now. I did not know her before. Oh, I know her now.
She's my favorite, hands down, in this house to watch.
Yes, she's my favorite. Her and Felicia. I'm so happy that they're there. It's giving me purpose. I'm so excited. I hope they're there the entire time.
Felicia makes me laugh the most. Cirie is my queen.
Yeah.
I love that the two are working together. Cirie is running that house from her bed. Woman never gets out of her bed.
That is the
part. And everyone comes to her.
I love that. You're right. She sits in her bed 24 hours a day. Yet she is running the house and everybody comes to her and she has conversations with everybody. Everybody loves her. And for some reason, even though some people have seen Survivor, she's a known I wouldn't say villain because I've never seen Survivor, but I've heard she's very villainous on that show. She's very backstabbing on that show.
Well, she'll just befriend you and then cut you at nothing.
And nobody's afraid of that. Everybody's like, we love her. And I'm like, damn, she's going to win. And you guys can you imagine if her and her son were in the top two and if they revealed that they were mother and son in their ending speech?
Oh.
Wow.
I do. The only one that has caught on is the Ian. What's his name?
I have to be so
the
bad.
Ian wannabe.
Cory.
Yes, Cory is the only one that's really red flagging her.
Yeah. So that's the cast. I don't think we forgot anybody. I think that was all of them. This is an amazing season of Big Brother. I'm so excited. If you want us to keep talking about Big Brother, or even if you don't, we still will.
And we can get in. I mean, I think next week we should talk about our strategy if we were going into the house. And now that the game's really taking off, it will be a little more fun to these are just cast reactions.
Yes.
But it will be a little more fun to follow the gameplay and what's going on and what we think and how people are playing and
I'm repositioning myself because I have to pee so bad. Yes. Next time we do this, we're going to talk about our strategies, what we would do in the Big Brother house. I also want to try to get a Big Brother former player on the show to call in because I follow some of them on Instagram and some of them follow me back and respond to my stories. So I think we can make this happen.
Hell yeah.
That would be so iconic. Are you kidding me? This is my life. I love Big Brother so much. It's my favorite thing in the whole world. Obviously, I love you. I love our animals. Our
I know,
future
before
babies.
it started.
And then I love Big Brother.
Before the season started, he goes, my life has purpose again. And I was like, thanks a lot.
Yeah. So if you haven't started watching Big Brother, please go watch it. Catch up so you can watch with us and talk with us and submit questions for us. And we could even have you guys call in and talk about your favorite or least favorite players. Yeah, let's have some fun this summer, guys.
Once again, get through the premiere. It's cringy. The premiere, like, it gets so good. The premiere is just a little, like, it's fluff, okay?
Yeah.